evening and welcome to our session tonight. Thank you for taking this time to join our discussion group. Our names are Michelle Crater, Hannah Slater, Casey Bazoian, and Aaron Nicholson, and we are the members of the A team that is conducting the focus group regarding whitening toothpaste. We've invited you here tonight to discuss your perceptions toward whitening toothpaste and oral health, specifically Crest 3D White and its competitors. We are video recording this session because we do not want to miss any of the discussion. As stated on the informal consent forms you've signed, we will only be using these recordings for educational purposes.
Before we begin, let me remind you that there are no right or wrong answers, but rather different points of view. We encourage you to respond to the questions we provide as well as the comments of other focus group members. In order to make sure everyone feels comfortable sharing their point of view, we ask you be respectful to other members. We ask that only one person speak at a time. Finally, please speak loudly so your comments can be heard on the recordings.
You can decide how you'd like the group and the proctors to address you. You can choose a nickname, a first initial, a parent's name, or anything you'd like, and write it in large letters on the name tag we have provided. To ensure confidentiality, our report will not use the name of the participants.
Our focus group discussion will last between 45 to 60 minutes, and we will not take a break once we begin. If you need to use the restroom, a discussion leader will let you out of the room. Now please set your cell phones to silent. Let's begin by getting to know more about each other and playing an icebreaker. Let's begin. We've placed name cards on the table in front of you to help you remember each other's names. Let's find out some more about each other by going around the room one at a time. Tell us your name and what kind of toothpaste you currently use.
Well, I'll start. I'm Geraldine and I use Colgate.
I'm Dijon Ye. I use Aquafresh.
I'm Katie Perry and I use Colgate as well, I think.
I'm John Snow, and I use Crest.
I'm Black Hay and I use Crest.
I'm Joseph Keys, and I as well use Crest.
I am Matilda Jones, and I use Colgate.
I'm Carol, and I use Crest.
I'm Dane Sims, Colgate.
I'm Jim, and I'm Team Crest.
I'm Jennifer Parker, and I use Crest 3D White, actually.
I'm Biggie Smalls, and I use Crest.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow, and I use Sensodyne.
I'm Cookie, and I use Crest 3D White as well.
And I'm Agnes, and I use Colgate.
I'm Tyrell, and I use Optic White.
Okay, are we ready? Okay. So what are names of the brands of toothpaste you've used within the past 6 months? Like, have y'all switched around, or are you pretty, set?
Switch around.
Speak?
Switch around.
Yeah.
I have two, actually.
I think ever since Crest 3D White came out, I've just used that one. Yep. It's stuck with it.
My mom always used to buy Arm & Hammer, but that's a baking I know. So that's what I use whenever I'm at home.
That's so pretty, I feel like it's just a switch between, Crest White and Colgate White. Something with whitening in it.
Okay, so, you care if there's, whitening?
Yeah.
Are there anything what are the most important reasons why you buy your certain brand of toothpaste, whether it be whitening or something else?
Do you guys get it for the cavity protection?
Sensitivity.
Price. Price would probably be my number one thing. Going into a store to buy toothpaste. I mean, toothpaste usually does the same general thing. So
yeah.
As long as it cleans my teeth, fresh breath, it really doesn't matter if it whitens or does anything.
It just depends if our parents buy it or we buy it. So we're buying probably the same as him. Parents buy it. I think that my mom always gets the thing that Sam's with 4 in it, and it's always whitening.
I make most of my purchases in front of the when I'm there. I don't really have a set thing that I use. I guess it kind of just fluctuates based on maybe the packaging kind of gets me sometimes. The pricing definitely is part of it.
I kind of just go with they have a setup in the middle of Walmart. And
So convenience?
Yeah. That's a good word for that.
What are some of the first qualities you guys notice about a person's smile?
Whiteness. The whiteness.
If their teeth are too big and awkward, really sweet,
Or really awkwardly shaped.
You got
If
like
their
a
teeth
little-
are straight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
Straight.
straight
No,
teeth.
If anything's missing that should be there, like
You got like one of those smiles that shows your gums.
But I think mostly the whiteness of them.
Yeah. You know, they like shine.
Yeah.
Whiteness and crookedness.
Anyone can look around that?
So like, okay, concerning like dental hygiene, like what is most important? Like, do y'all like, you know, day, like afternoon and night, like brush your teeth, or like what's like the most important about dental hygiene?
Are you asking like, or like our routine?
Yeah. Or,
Okay.
yeah. No.
Brush like
No. Go with it.
Oh, you can say your routine. Just what's the most important thing to you about your dental hygiene? Like, you don't really ever think about it, but if you do,
I don't
what
want my
would
teeth to fall out.
like flossing.
so cavity protection or
Yeah, like just help.
the most
I just
important
don't
flat.
part of my dental.
Yeah,
is-
that's how I am too. It's more of like, so
I just don't like the taste if they're not brushed.
yeah.
Well, I don't want to get cavities. I think it's gross. I brush my teeth like 3 at least times per day, and floss every day.
I always want to pass my dental appointment. Like, you know, it's embarrassing. So
No idea. Never seen
you have to pass your dental appointment. It's important. He knows my whole family right so he'll tell them all. Yeah, and he'll if your mom comes in after you, he'll be like, your daughter was just here and he doesn't like it. Oh.
Okay, this might be kind of repetitive sounding, but let's talk about the first time you used whitening toothpaste, if you did. And I know it's hard to remember, but like start at the time you decided to purchase the toothpaste, and like kind of continue through the use of your first tube, and describe like what you were doing and thinking at each point of that process.
I actually remember this. I was dating a guy that had really not white teeth, like not really, just too much for me, and he got really mad whenever I like, after dating for for a year or so, I like said something and he got really mad, so I decided to go buy whitening toothpaste for me.
But like whenever y'all like first started using whitening, like did you continue because you like saw a difference, or like what were your like thoughts during it? Were you like, yeah, or like, oh, it's toothpaste?
I would say I probably started. I mean, when you start to care more about your like appearance in general, is when you start buying it. I mean, I think it kind of became like a major thing when we were like. I don't remember. Like, last one I remember was like high school. It was like when you really started like super like caring about it, I guess. And I think a lot of it's kind of like the mentality of it, but it works for me. Like you just like whenever I brush my teeth, I always just think they like seem whiter. You know, just like they just look whiter to me. I don't know if they actually do look whiter that instantly, but like. You just kind of feel like they do. And also, I think Crest does a good job of like being like parallel with all of their products. They make you think you need every single product for like whitening. So like you're like, oh, if I get this, it'll be even whiter. And you just like always want your teeth to be whiter. People compliment you, and you want to keep getting whiter and everything like that.
I know I did that with like braces just to make sure it felt even.
Yeah.
I got all the different products.
If you could think of like an ideal toothpaste that's shaped just for you, what would it be?
Like what would the qualities be?
Yeah, like what all would it do?
Cavity protection, whitening.
It would taste like Snickers.
No, you don't want to brush
Oh
the
my
Snickers.
god, it's toothpaste.
I hate the taste of toothpaste.
Biggie Smalls, any thoughts?
So, with that in mind, how does your ideal dream toothpaste match up with Crest 3D White? Like in only one way, the whitening, or is there anything else you notice?
Do you think that it has like every other quality that you look for in a toothpaste?
I don't know if it. I honestly don't pay attention to if it like has any other qualities, but like I feel like I really only care about like it sounds bad, but I really like care about like whitening if that's like what I'm. That's usually what I look for. I'm like.
Is that
and it makes your breath smell good, and that's it. I mean, like it's like.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how everybody feels?
Yeah, I
That
feel
like
like I
whitening's the
equate-
main thing that you look for on like a box or on a brand.
I feel like when it comes to toothpaste, if the extra thing isn't whitening and it's just like cavity protection, it should already have that. So like, if you're not buying toothpaste that doesn't have to do with whitening, I don't know why there's even normal toothpaste anymore because everyone buys like, you know.
So you think that's like a general thing that most everyone like cares about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you brush your teeth so they're not
Why
yellow.
not have them white too? You know, like might as well two birds with one stone.
I agree. That's a great
Why
point.
are you gonna
It's a great way to whack it.
I honestly didn't know that there was like this sounds dumb, and I don't mean it to sound this dumb, but there was like specific whitening toothpaste. I thought that it was all whitening. All toothpaste was nowadays. Like you,
Yeah, it should be. Why
I mean,
not?
I feel like all competitors have it. So.
Well, speaking of competitors, like, in what ways do you think Crest is different than Colgate? Because those are like the biggest rivals.
I think Crest makes everything. I don't know. I think to me, I think the reason I've always picked it over is just like, to me, it's more visually appealing. Everything's purple, and purple's my favorite color. So that could be it. But I don't know. But like everything,
I feel
like as
Crest-
far as
yeah.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. But I think Crest, yeah, you're right, does good with like all their products with their like whitening, like stuff they use before your teeth with their like strips. And Colgate is just like a toothpaste. I never think of like, oh, they have like a mouthwash. I don't know what they do, but like,
Yeah.
and like Crest, like I feel like has a lot of brand loyalty. So if you like always like if you buy Crest whitening and you love it, like you're always just like, oh, Crest. Like,
Well, and like Crest kind of makes the boxes for the whitening look way different from the normal, whereas like Colgate, they all look kind of the same.
Yeah.
And so like it pops out at you like whitening, and it's even sparkly, and like you want your teeth to be. And like Colgate, it all looks just like boxes.
I'm about to represent
Good point.
Colgate for a second because I use their optic white, and I just get like, when I go to Walmart, I just get like all the same like the mouthwash and the vibrating toothbrush and then enamel white, and it's like in a red box. When it first came out, it was like really shiny and nice looking. So I don't know, Colgate. I feel like I use like all the optic white, like the whole line of stuff. So maybe like get the same thing for Crest.
yeah, I didn't even know.
Colgate like the same, I guess. But I feel like whenever I brush my teeth with like a toothbrush that it says it's supposed to be used for, then I wash my mouth with the mouthwash. It all has like the same. I don't know. Maybe it's easier to me. So
Does anybody else in here use Colgate?
I do.
You do?
I do use Colgate.
Do you think that do you kind of agree with that statement that whenever you buy it, it was either like the box or something, or like the variety of products that they used for whitening?
I mean, to be honest, I buy that product because my mom always buys it for me. I think it is, and I think it's just because it seems like a simple product. It doesn't like promise anything, and it's just toothpaste. The way that it like positions itself.
Have you?
But I'm not really. I mean, this sounds also like a thing. I don't really buy whitening products ever either because I feel like I feel like toothpaste.
It's not your priority.
So like
It's not my priority, but it's important.
how many people have used Colgate and Crest? Like you've tried both.
I'm sure.
So most people, you just like, is it just like there's no difference? So you're just like, whichever one closest.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I feel like toothpaste is one of those products. Like it's how I feel about shampoo too, which I'm sure isn't the case. But I think it's just like it all gets the job done. So, but that's just
Going off of what you said, do you think that a lot of people buy stuff that like their parents had bought in the past, or like it was like a learned routine?
Oh, for sure. I think it is. I think
I also think it's like more of a priority. Like I'm more particular about with deodorant I pick out than toothpaste. Okay. So,
Like I think a lot of our parents do buy stuff for us. So like when it switches off, like I do like Crest better in the sense because like I use the like whitening stuff before I brush my teeth with Crest. So when I have it, I'm like, ooh, my teeth are clean, like whiter. But I guess it doesn't really, you don't really notice until like you kind of make that transition.
Okay. Some people don't like to use whitening toothpaste because of the sensitivity that it can cause to their teeth. Does anyone have anything to speak to us on that?
Well, one time I left a white strip on for like way too long, and it was terrible. It was just awful the next day, for like the next 2 days. It was seriously terrible.
But
So like no like toothpaste experiences?
Oh, not the paste, no, just the strips.
I think I have pretty tough teeth. So I like to think I have pretty tough teeth.
Did you say sensitive?
You just never know.
yeah, that was basically kind of bad gums as a whole. So toothpaste and the reason is because my teeth are
Have you ever like tried like a different kind that's like not sensitive? just to like see like if it.
I honestly don't even remember what brands I used. Toothpaste.
Okay, we've got a couple like word association questions, so we're basically just gonna read it and it's gonna be like the first word that comes to your mind. So what's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word smile?
Teeth. I did. Talk about toothpaste.
Like,
for a long time.
Okay, what's the
And
first?
what about teeth?
Straight.
Okay, and what's the first brand that comes to mind when you hear whitening toothpaste?
Crest.
Is it only because we're talking about
Yes,
it
it's
right
true.
now?
Colgate.
Okay. Okay, complete this statement. The type of people who like to use whitening toothpaste are.
Everyone.
Pretty.
Conscious.
No, but like okay.
Yeah,
Just like, go you. Care about their smile.
One more dude, come on.
Care about their smile.
Carbonated.
Material.
Are smiling.
Conscious. I would think
Conscious is good because they want to like regulate conscious.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so this one is like a little hypothetical thing, so get your brains turning. If Crest 3D White toothpaste was turned into a celebrity, who would it be?
John Stamos.
That's a good
Yes.
one. I thought of Eva Mendes. I don't know why.
Who's the Spanish lady from Modern Family?
Sophia Bank.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also her.
I think her smile is perfect. So,
Jennifer Lopez.
I think that's probably
Do you guys think there's like a certain like a certain like ethnicity that goes with like or just like everyone? You just think of like when you think of like okay, never mind. Just
Can you
like
guys think of any like specific celebrities who you've seen endorse certain whitening toothpaste? Like, have you seen any in specific advertisements or anything like that? Can you think of anybody?
I think Queen Latifah did it.
She did like CoverGirl.
Okay.
But you should have thought of her smile because it looked white.
Oh, she knows.
Shakira does the-
Yeah, Shakira. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Shakira, what is it, the glamorous? That's the one I use.
Okay.
You always think, I think of darker skinned people, like, seriously, like African American or Latina, like, because
It
their
makes
teeth
it
are so
contrast.
white,
It's
and
the
you're like,
contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always have a tan girl in the. She's at least tan. If she's white, she's
Yeah.
tan.
Yeah.
darker hair.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you think that like seeing a certain celebrity in like a whitening advertisement, do you think that that draws you more to buy it, or do you just think that they're endorsing it?
I don't know.
If you like it,
Not with
Yeah,
toothpaste.
if
Not
I
for
like-
me.
If it was like a celebrity I really like,
You said it doesn't
and
matter.
they bought a
You
certain
don't notice.
yeah, case, I'd probably be like, oh, that's cool.
so like if you like were like obsessed with Shakira and you saw that she like did all the advertisements for Crest, you would like be more drawn to that.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
If they
If
did
I
a good
was
job
obsessed
with it,
Shakira,
yeah.
I'd be using her toothpaste. Is that weird?
Like young tweens would do that.
No.
I think if the Kardashians endorse something, I'd probably buy it. Just like
Oh
honestly.
God.
Retweet. But like actually.
I think we'd have to like put it on the box though, because like I wouldn't like be conscious of that while I was buying it. Like I wouldn't.
I was saying like if I saw a commercial and I saw them do it.
I wouldn't remember that while I was buying it. I just,
yeah.
But
If I liked them
Kardashians
enough,
are
I would.
white teeth.
I know,
Kim
you cover
Kardashian
that.
uses
Shakira
toothpaste,
sang
I'm
about
gonna
it.
grab that.
I feel like it's the same with makeup. Like they make girls look so good with makeup, and you're like, oh, like I want to use that mascara because like look at her. If they did a good job with the commercial, the toothpaste, I feel like it would be the same thing.
So would you say like I mean that's like an obvious difference between like male and female? Like females remember those celebrities and like yes, but like males are like no. You know, like you guys just don't like care. I mean like you just don't care about that.
Like if I'm going and making a conscious decision like that, faux show.
Do you think that women are like flipping through a lot more advertisements in magazines, which could be why they see like a repetitive advertisement and that's why it stick in their head?
Definitely for like cosmetics like that. Like
Okay.
if you wouldn't be looking through a sports magazine and see like a big advertisement with Shakira promoting clean teeth or like whiter teeth. That just wouldn't be. I don't feel like that would be their target market that they would reach out to.
going off that, what type of like men's magazines does anybody think would have advertisements like that?
Men's health.
GQ.
Yeah.
GQ. Let's say GQ. Guys that like.
Guys that are conscious.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Crest 3D white toothpaste was a person, what would he or she look like, and what type of house would they live in?
Kind of house.
Nice.
A white house.
Yeah, very white.
A white.
Like a collar.
Like from Father
really
of the
white.
Bride.
And is it a he or
that
she?
one from Father of the
What?
Bride
And
where
is
it's
it a
all
he or
white
she?
Oh, I'm thinking it's a family of 4 with a dog. It's really chic, like
Geraldine. Wow.
like plush,
Yeah.
like
I think of a pretty young person in a
Yeah.
really big mansion.
Yeah, like a young
Tan,
female.
dark hair.
Female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of made you think like picturing a family? Was there anything specific, or did you just kind of picture a family?
well, I first had the house and it was big.
Okay.
Needed a lot of occupants. Well, there's the truth behind that. But yeah.
Do you guys see a certain age group of people, or do you see?
I think
mid-20s.
Less than 30,
younger?
but bigger than 10.
I think whitening toothpaste is more of like a 18 to like 35. Shut your.
So, piggybacking off of that, so y'all think that it's 18 to 35. So, what do you think like the average college man thinks of Crest 3D white toothpaste?
I don't think they think about it at all.
Doesn't fit.
I don't feel like it
Not at
is
all.
anywhere near.
So, but that's like that falls into that age group.
I just don't think we're going into Walmart like gotta go into Walmart, gotta get this 3D white toothpaste. Life or death. It's not happening. It's not happening. We want to get in and out of Walmart as fast as possible, like any kind of store.
So earlier when they discussed, when Geraldine talked about like the convenience of you go in and you're looking at the toothpaste right then, whether it was Crest 3D White or a different brand, like what would stick out to you if you were in front of the store, like the average college man, what would stick out to them?
Yeah, that's why like why I feel like I just get the Colgate like the optic white, because like when it first came out, and even right now it's like a bright shiny red box, and like the toothbrush that came with it was a bright shiny red, and the mouthwash that was with it was bright shiny red.
So the aesthetic appeal has something to do with
same
it?
bright shiny red.
Someone said earlier that they like,
You like
if
red?
there's something in the middle that they would just grab that one.
Yeah.
I feel like boys, it's just two different groups. Like, you know, you are like loyal to that brand, and like a lot of guys, I think, and my brother would just be like $1.99.
Yeah.
This is the cheapest. Like, let's
Yeah.
go. You know, like you said, getting it out.
Do you guys think that females are more like wanting to get a newer product, like how Crest has 10 different kinds of whitening toothpaste? Do you think that every time they see a new advertisement or something for a new brand or like a new toothpaste coming out, that's like the first thing they want to go to? Is that they want to try the newest product?
I think more so than men would.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because it's like you always, I don't know, because it's like, oh, if this brand's working well already, they come out with something new. It's like your teeth. I guess your teeth can only get whiter, kind of thing. So there's.
I wouldn't go like throw my current toothpaste away because of something new, but like I would remember that for like next time that I run out.
Yeah.
Or like I would think of it whenever I do run out. Like, oh, I saw a commercial back then.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a fun one. Okay, there's two people's shopping carts at self-checkout. One has Sensodyne toothpaste and the other has Crest 3D whitening toothpaste. Please describe the personality and character of the person who would purchase both of the items in each separate cart.
No offense, my mom uses Sensodyne.
My
So
mom
I
does
think,
too.
so I think it's someone that like, you know, I think when we're younger we don't care as much about like, oh, you know, our gums need to be taken care of kind of thing, or, you know, our teeth are sensitive or whatever. But, so I would picture like someone more like middle-aged, like middle-aged, old parents, our parents' age kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, someone that like doesn't really care about like it's like, well, they're all gonna make your teeth somewhat wet, so, you know, it's okay. But, and then Crest 3D White would be someone like 20-something that's like conscious, I would think.
I feel like the tinted on it would be like someone that they have a toothache or something because his mom is a dentist. I had a toothache. I started using that toothpaste. Made it better.
Same here. I got a lot of cavities one time, and my dentist said use Sensodyne, and I used it like a tube of it, and I was done.
Yeah.
And it helped. So I think it's probably someone who, like maybe myself, does not usually take the greatest care of their teeth. That makes it sound awful. Okay, let's just. Anyone want to snowball for that?
Well, do you guys think, like how you were explaining that you thought Sensodyne, especially Cookie, was saying that how she thought that it was going towards somebody more middle-aged, do you guys think that, like even if people here who use like a Crest 3D White or Colgate, do you think that if your teeth started to get sensitive, if you would switch to something like that, or do you just like associate it with somebody who constantly purchases it or one-time purchase?
I would switch because I used that before when I was younger and I had like some teeth sensitive problems, and because my mom uses it and her mom uses it and a lot of people in our family, so it was kind of like, oh, we all use this whenever our teeth feel weird. Use this, and so I would go back if I like notice sensitivity.
It's definitely a priorities thing. Like we were talking about how whiteness is a priority for most of us. If your teeth hurt, you're more apt to focus on that than getting them white. You want them to feel better before they're white.
I think if a dentist was like, you should use this.
Yeah, if my dentist gave it to me,
I'd be like, okay, for sure.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Among toothpaste brands, what brand comes to your mind when you think of words like clean, effective, or shine?
We're talking about Crest, yeah.
Now, does that have anything to do with the actual toothpaste, or does it have something to do with the box? Like, we've talked a lot about, like, when you're walking into a store and the box is, like, what catches a lot of people's eyes. But, like, do you guys ever look at, like, the color of the actual toothpaste? Or, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, more inside the tube rather than outside?
I mean, now,
Like,
when I go to the store now, I'm going to be a little bit more
thinking a
self-conscious.
lot more.
I don't like ones that have, or I don't like ones that have multiple colors. First off, I don't like it if it has red in it because I'm like, why is it red? Like green and blue and white all sound like they make you like minty and fresh and stuff. And so when it's red, I'm like, why is it red? And I don't like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I disagree with that. As for whitening, like I kind of expect the toothpaste to be like straight white. That's kind of what I'm accustomed to. But like if you get me one of those like stand-up toothpaste where you like press on the back and it comes out, like and like in the layers it goes like white or red, white, green. Does anyone else want to know what I'm talking about? Like,
Aquafresh?
Yeah, that's
Aquafresh. Yeah, like
Yeah.
but it's like a
That too.
stand-up
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'll go.
It's,
Yeah.
it's like, please.
Yeah, like that's the process is just so.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I invented that. It's like that too. Plastic.
Yeah. The experience, guys.
I mean, like little kids. I guess little kids don't really care about like how white, and theirs is all like color pleasing, so they don't really care how white their teeth are. Obviously, yeah, they've got like purple toothpaste or something.
Spider-Man.
SpongeBob. I definitely like princess.
So it's like, and they taste like bubblegum, and it's like that's never. I throw up.
Going off of taste, do you think that like you would stop using brands or like switch to only specific brands if you like the taste more than others? Is that like a big
Yeah, like I
benefit?
like that one brand that's orange.
The Armin.
Armin,
Oh,
yeah,
I would never
it
use
has
the
no
baby soap.
flavor.
Aquafresh is a hell.
Aquafresh too.
I don't like that. That
baking
tastes
soda, it leaves it
Yeah.
Aquafresh is orange too.
See, it does. I mean, I'm just used to it, so I don't know.
I would not do that.
It has like no
Taste is
which is why
important.
it's weird.
But it's, once again,
I hate when
Not a deal
toothpaste
breaker.
leave bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a factor in whenever I go back and buy that toothpaste again. If it leaves a bad taste in my mouth after I brush my teeth, I will never ever buy that again.
Yeah, I don't like if after I use the toothpaste, then I go to eat something, I'm like, dang, this tastes like a peanut butter toothpaste. Snickers is okay.
I think that's about toothpaste though, Rob.
It's every
A
toothpaste.
Snickers toothpaste? Come on. Let it be good.
Makes sense. I think you drink orange juice right after.
Oh,
Or
Gatorade.
you're like, that's
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
or Nutella.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Pretend you're talking with someone who's deciding whether to buy Crest 3D whitening toothpaste. What advice would you give them regarding the toothpaste?
You do you, man.
I mean, if they're looking for something that whitens their teeth, it's gonna work. So
you think it's reliable?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say yeah, it works. Pretty great. It's all I use. So, I mean, yeah, if they were trying to debate between that and something else, I wouldn't like stop them from buying the other thing by any means. But I mean, I would like, hey, it's what I use. My teeth are pretty white most of the time. I was just like, I mean, I don't know. It works.
So, do you think like toothpaste is something that you can take advice from someone else, or like that it's something that you like have to try for yourself?
Yeah, I think you go.
I was like,
You go
to
ahead,
start
Michelle.
out, it's like you have to get your advice somewhere because you're not just gonna be like, oh, this one, but eventually you need to make your own decision.
I think it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like how your smile looks, like if it's working for you, if you like how it tastes.
I like the commercials where they say, like, dentists recommend this brand. I don't know how true that is, but I'm always like, if a dentist wants me to, they scare the hell out of me. I never want to say that. Can I say hell? Sorry.
That's wrong.
Does everybody kind of agree that, like, if you saw, like, recommended by dentists, would that be something that would jump out to you, or does that just kind of, like, go in when you're out?
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Also, one dentist will
Also
say that,
another
or two could say that, and they could say
I
that.
always
So
say
it's like,
9 out of 10.
and then like, why is the one not saying it?
But then, so like earlier in our discussion, y'all are saying though, if your actual dentist told you to use toothpaste, then you would take it.
Yeah.
So it's like not totally believing the advertisements, or like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you're
I mean,
gonna-
but when you're showing it with Shakira, you usually aren't talking about the dentist recommending it. Does that make sense?
yeah.
These smells and thoughts.
Did you know?
He was in rolled her eyes.
Out of these three, which do you think would like stand out the most to you for an advertisement? If it was dentist who was recommending it, a celebrity who was recommending it, or neither? Like if it was just a traditional ad.
Dentist. Whatever my dentist says.
But not your specific dentist. If it
Any
just
dentist.
Said, yeah, any dentist.
I never.
They just have
Any dentist.
Are they
Okay.
in the commercials?
Celebrity, are they in a commercial in their own life?
It's a commercial.
Oh,
like
it's
if
a
it's like,
commercial.
okay,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
if it says
How do you know
dentist,
it's a dentist?
I don't care. I will listen to any dentist. If they
Okay.
tell me to put it in my mouth.
Well, obviously a dentist
celebrity.
is more reliable than a celebrity. Like,
but it's like everyone's like,
I would say, yeah, like a normal dentist is more reliable.
Can we take like a poll between like the girls and the boys? Like,
Totally.
so like girls, like celebrity or dentist or actor?
Celebrity, dentist, or actor?
Like choose like which one you would like.
wait, you mean
What's the
act-
difference
A
oh, like
celebrity, a dentist, or
Like a
just
normal.
a
Like a
normal advertisement.
regular,
Like if you
like,
saw like a
commercial
model
person.
that you wouldn't have known their name, something like that.
Oh,
I'd say
normal.
celeb.
I
Yeah.
think
Girls.
dentist.
So it's
Yeah.
between dentist or celebrity, kind of a toss up. Males, men.
Dentist.
Dentist.
So you guys just celebrities are like not don't
Yeah.
sway your opinion. No.
Pretty model. Yeah, I know.
And then my next would be
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
model over dentist, I think.
I don't care about your dentist at all.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just because I know it's not like a real dentist.
Yeah, how do you know it's like a real
That's
dentist?
why.
I don't know.
I don't think a celebrity helps either. I mean,
A
I think
celebrity
they
is
should
just
do it.
famous.
So they can be like, I don't even
Yeah.
use this, but
Yeah,
Okay,
like
but
So it seems like people
Yeah.
who are more like conscious about their white teeth, they're more interested in obviously the whitening products and seeing other celebrities do it. And people, I mean, it seems like all the men, and myself included, which is doesn't matter, they have almost no opinion about it. If you're not like really caring about whitening teeth, you just will buy a product, is what it sounds like. But if you care, you'll be interested in stuff like that, and that seems like it's more women. So, I mean, and they care more about just,
that's a good
So that's good.
yeah, I mean, it seems like that's what we've kind of all been concluding.
Is that how everybody else feels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also if you can just get like a big celebrity to, like support the brand anyways, it like kind of is more
Yeah.
convincing than a fake dentist to me. So, because celebrities don't always need like I don't know. They don't necessarily need toothpaste brand to get them like money. Like they have other ways.
Yeah.
So.
See, I don't believe any of it. I don't believe a celebrity actually would use the endorsement. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure they always make sure that they go to Walmart and buy their Crest or whatever. Like, if it's a dentist, I'm like, oh, I'm sure that dentist really personally wanted to recommend Crest specifically instead of just brushing your teeth in general. And then celebrities, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure they use it. So yeah, I'm just a skeptic, I guess, of everyone. I think they're all liars.
Yeah, I'll agree. If it makes me laugh, I believe the celebrity, but if they like read a script, I get bored.
Why would a dentist want to promote good teeth health? I mean, other than the fact that everyone should have good teeth, but if you did, they're out of a job. You know?
I feel like every dentist, if it's not a dentist on the commercial, they're all like, this many dentists recommend it.
Yeah.
And if you have a visual of a pretty person on there, male or female celebrity, you're like, recommend by dentists, yeah, but they look good.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a celebrity, if it's like a model or an actress, actor, I'm like, oh, that's good that it's a dentist, but everyone says dentist. So, yeah. Okay.
We're just gonna pass out pictures of 3 different smiles, and they're labeled A, B, and C. So just kind of look at them, and you guys can talk amongst yourself and figure out which ones you think would use Colgate, which one would use Sensodyne, and which one would use Crest 3D
What was the
White.
second one?
Colgate, Sensodyne, and Crest 3D White.
She needs some
Hey, can you say the 3 again?
Yeah, Colgate, Sensodyne, and Crest 3D White.
We're supposed to say which we think uses it.
Yeah, you're just gonna say, we think that smiles.
That was an obvious answer.
Yeah, that's what
they say.
That's Crest.
He's pulled up C and
Crest white.
Okay, this is Sensodyne.
For sure.
Yeah,
we're
C
good. We got
is for Sensodyne.
Are we supposed to write it on the sheet?
Well, we're doing it, so.
Are we writing?
No, we're just gonna talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I was curious.
Are we supposed to like go?
Yeah. Okay, so looking at picture A,
Picture A.
what do you guys think that they use?
I'm sorry, Crest.
Picture A is Crest 3D White.
Picture A?
Yes. They definitely have the whitest teeth of the 3.
Is that what makes you think it's Crest 3D White?
Yeah.
Also
She
her
also
age
looks happy.
and pretty.
Yeah.
No, but really.
And smile.
Yeah.
Happy. You know?
Because I mean, you can compare you can compare A and B pretty well, but like I mean, I just immediately labeled her with the crest. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's real.
This one looks.
These look like
He
they've
looks
been
like-
touched up.
yeah.
They're way too white.
That looks like somebody.
Like either she went to the dentist and like got them whitened professionally, or they touched it up on the photo. But there's definitely no way her teeth are this white because she is Crest.
He looks a little bit more
Much more generic, much more possible to happen. This is redeemable. This is a Crest 3D toothbrush user.
She's supposed to be
Okay, so why B? Is it y'all said about the gender? Like y'all thought Crest 3D White was because she was a female and like she looked happy and stuff. So
We have 3 options, and I think that, I guess just talking about it, we're like, Crest is the best, and she has the best smile. She does, and yeah, it might look fake, but yeah, obviously
It's,
everything
yeah.
looks fake on the freaking TV. And this looks, I feel like Colgate, like, I mean, it's a pretty smile too, and it's white.
Yeah.
But it's a second choice.
I think I associate
Second best.
Colgate with more old-fashioned and Crest with like more modern and new and younger. And he looks more, obviously, like he looks more like a real person than she does.
Yeah. Look at her.
I mean, she looks like flawless, and he looks like he's like actually lived a life.
But he could also, I guess, use Crest, but she looks like more of a Crest.
Yeah, I get it.
I think she uses Adobe Photoshop actually. Yeah, she uses wrong Photoshop. On just her
Betsy.
top teeth, though, she
Yeah.
uses Sensodyne. Apparently, her bottom teeth, she must use Crest
Whoa.
because they're white.
TA, what is this Sensodyne?
No.
Oh.
We think C does because I mean that is targeted towards
I mean, I think
your
if-
enamel and your
She's not
gums.
brushing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Never.
She might just be like putting it in her
But it's not. I mean,
It
it,
goes over the-
she obviously doesn't use a whitening toothpaste,
Yeah.
and neither. I
She
mean,
has
Sensodyne isn't a whitening toothpaste, so.
Well,
She
she
has
has
to
to
run
run
genetics.
genetics.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah. That's
She
what
does.
it is.
She does.
I mean,
It was just like some options, right? You don't have to associate a toothpaste specifically to a picture. We were just.
Oh,
wait.
we totally
I thought we
did.
did.
Yeah, that we had like boom, boom, boom.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 3 choices. 3.
Yeah.
Is that what you're about to do?
Yeah.
I guess not.
Okay. Cool.
Any other comments or concerns? Or
Opinions? Anything else?
I think we've all concluded that we think that Crest white strip, Crest 3D white, sorry, is we associate with young female white teeth.
Okay.
The whitest teeth of white.
And it even goes back to her saying like people are tan, like we're gonna be
Yeah.
a tan person. She's
Yeah.
tan, like,
Yeah, like the
look at
Dark
that.
hair.
Look how perfect that
tan
is.
girl, dark hair,
like
dark
that.
eyes. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta be
Hey, you don't really see many blondes.
double.
No.
No,
That's true.
definitely don't see one.
Teeth commercials, toothpaste.
That's true.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you all for participating in our focus group. It's been a pleasure. You all have done great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We
For this
appreciate it.
weekend.